Hi, my name is Deepika Narayan Bhardwaj. I'm an independent journalist and a documentary filmmaker. Rape is a very, very serious crime. We would want anyone, any man who violates a woman or a girl to be punished uh, with the most appropriate punishment that is prescribed under the law. But what we are seeing for the last several years is after especially the amendments after the Nirbhaya case in India, false rape cases have sprouted and are increasing day after day. People are using this section to extort money. People are using this section of rape to exact revenges. And people are using rape laws left, right, and center, misusing rape laws left, right, and center without having iota of fear and are playing with the system. Sadly enough, the system is allowing people who file false rape cases to go scot-free. Today, I'm joined by someone who has gone through such an ordeal. Not for a small time, but for 6 long years. He spent 8 months in jail, and after a rigorous, harsh, and very, very painful journey of 6 years, he has recently been acquitted by a court in Delhi. Thank you so much, Arnab, for joining us. And I am very thankful to you for giving me an opportunity to talk to you about what happened. So,
thank you, Deepika.
And I do not know if congratulation is the right word to use or not for this acquittal, because I think there is no congrats here, because for what you have gone through. I am happy that you have been able to come out of it, and I hope that your conversation with me today will inspire a lot of people to fight back and not to give up and fight for their truth. So now, firstly, tell me what really happened.
Actually, I was in Delhi that time. I was running a business there. I was having my own call center. There, a girl joined my office as an HR, basically, as an HR, and she was married, but she was having a very troubled relationship, very troubled marriage. She was being tortured there, as she told me. Basically, initially, for first 3-4 months, we were just employee. We were not meeting, we were not discussing much. We were only having official discussion. Later, as we were in the same office, she started befriending with me. I started talking to her, and she started talking to me. She expressed basically, she talked about her life. She expressed about her feelings also sometimes. Initially, I was reluctant, as she was a married lady, and I was that time separated for almost 9 years. Okay, so I was looking for a relationship, but a permanent relationship, not any kind of relation where there will be no certainty. Okay, with a married lady, I was not. But slowly we started developing feelings for each other. She also, I also. And I must say that she started the relationship, and I am having the proof for that. So when those things happen, I ask her that what you actually want. Do you want to marry me? Then you have to take divorce. You have to come out of that troubled relationship. She said, I can. I am. She was having a child, 4 years child. I said, fine, I am ready to accept. That is fine for me. I love child. So she said that give me some time. I need to talk to my mother. Basically, her father expired. Mother, my sister, all this. It will take a bit of time, 3-4 months time. That was my mistake. But that time I was almost in love. I should say I was in love. So I had to accept. No, you should take your time, but not long. Take 2-3 months, 3-4 months time, and take a decision. If you say no, then no, I will go back. I don't want to continue this relation. If you say yes, then only we'll be married and we'll stay together happily.
Did she? Sorry to interrupt, Arnab, but did she actually convey this to you, that she is wanting to divorce her husband?
Yes,
Before your
yes,
relationship started, did
yes,
she say that to you?
yes, yes. She
Okay.
told me verbally. Several times she told me that she wants to come out of that relationship. So she said that she loved me and she cannot live without me and all these things. She also basically came with her daughter, Niku. Sorry for the naming. That when we bonded together, and I was very happy with that. When I started calling on my own child like this. Okay, so the bonding was there, and she promised me that she will marry. Later on, when basically I was having some doubt, I asked her to send me a mail that what she actually wants. There she also sent me a mail in writing. She told that she wrote basically that she will marry me. She is thinking about marrying, but she is confused sometimes and all this and that. And she also wrote how much I love her and how much she loves me and all this. But she was confused. Let me be very frank. She was confused because she was thinking about her, what will happen to her daughter, what will happen to her mother, and all these things. That normally happens in any relation. That happens. And so I was giving time. So 3-4 months, take your time, but take a
And
decision.
before the physical relationship started, she had told you that she will marry you, and that was
Yes,
the
yes, obviously. And the physical relation came at very later stage. It was not the starting. It was not the beginning. It was only when we basically started meeting each other, and she started coming to my house at Delhi Janakpuri. That time the physical relation started, but that was consensual. Every time it was consensual, and I was not comfortable with it. Let me be very frank, because you can check my WhatsApp chats. I was not comfortable. I was saying that what you are doing. You are living with your husband and you are also living with me. This is not done. This is not good. This is not justice. Either you leave me or you leave your husband. You cannot have your happily married profile in your WhatsApp, and then you are basically roaming around with me or cooking with me and having food with me or going for dinner or celebrating your birthday. This kind of relationship I don't want. I think this is sin. Maybe I was full, but I said like that this kind of relationship is not basically what I want.
okay.
Yes.
So, why and how did things go wrong?
It went wrong when I started putting pressure on her for marrying me or taking a decision. Either you take divorce and marry me, or you leave this relationship. This is not what I want. I don't want to have this kind of extramarital relationship. Here
And
she
she,
wrote also in her WhatsApp. She wrote also that the trouble began when you started forcing me for marriage and all this, because otherwise it was a very good relationship.
how old was this woman when all of this happened? This is from
29.
2015. This is from
Yeah, 20.
2015, right? She was
15.
29. A 29-year-old woman gets into a relationship consensually, makes promises, and then when the other person is asking her to take a call, she takes a call to file a false rape case. Let's talk about the allegations that she leveled, Arnab. When did you get to know that she has gone ahead and filed a false rape
Actually,
case on?
I'm telling you that what happened when we were basically having this kind of trouble in our relationship, that I was asking her to take a call and she was not taking. Then her birthday was there, and that time we went to this hodgepodge for candlelight dinner and all these things. Okay. After 2-3 days, my birthday was there, and there was a planning that on our birthday we'll take the final decision and we'll go for a divorce. She was filed for divorce and all these things. But suddenly she stopped coming, and she basically blocked her mobile number and all these things. I realized that she's not coming to me anymore. She stopped the relationship. She broke the relationship. So what happened when my health broke down, basically mentally and physically, I was very weak and almost feeling like suffocated. So I came back to Calcutta and just wrote an email that if you are leaving me, that is fine, but this is not the justice. You have done a very wrong thing to me, and all this emotional thing I wrote. And suddenly I saw, when I was in Calcutta and she was in her in-laws' house, I saw that she replied. She replied and she was saying really nice things, that okay, don't think like that. I still love you and all these things, but I cannot marry you. I have to do this. And I attempted suicide and all these things. She started writing. And when she started writing, then again our relationship started at a long distance. I thought that she wanted, she wrote also that I cannot live like this. As a good etc., etc. And so it made me emotional again. I thought that she broke the relationship, but again she started. That was a version 2, basically, relation version 2. So I was saying that, what do you want? Do you want to come to me and all these things? And we were planning that, okay, she will join some office again and I will come back to Delhi and all this. Suddenly, her mother called me, her husband called me. They came to know, and they knew beforehand only. I'm not going to this, but they threatened me and all this. And then the police came to my house.
Oh my God. Okay.
December end, I left Delhi, and February February 6th, the police came to my house.
So you were arrested from Kolkata?
Yeah, I was arrested from Kolkata and police took me to Delhi.
You had no idea that there is a rape case registered against you?
I never believed, even when I was in jail. she was showing so much of emotions throughout. I could not believe that she filed a rape case. When she came to police station, then also I never believed. Only when I believed, when she came to the court and basically started saying that how I tortured her, that time I realized, okay, she filed a rape case. I was such a fool I was. Well, what should I do? I should slap myself. I never believed that she filed a rape case against me, and I was fighting in the jail also. That when the people were saying bad things against her, I was fighting with them. Now she is a good girl. So what should I do? Should I not laugh?
So what allegations, how did she cook up? And you were talking about when in the police station, did you not tell police that, this
I told them everything.
Everything. What did the police say?
Police said that we know that this is a false case. We know this is a false case. If you allow, I can take a name.
No. Let's not.
Okay.
Oh, it was filed through DCW?
That's what I'm saying. The DCW chairman pressurized police to take action against me. Otherwise, they knew it is a false case and I will be acquitted very soon. Don't worry, you just give us money and you will be fine.
That's so it's Delhi Commission for Women. Was it Swati Maliwal at that time?
Swati Maliwal, right.
Wow.
Actually, her mother was very close friend of Swati Maliwal. And her mother threatened also that I know how to cook up a story. I am a daughter of a police officer and the wife of a police officer. I know how to handle law. So she handled it well, I must admit.
Oh my.
Otherwise, there was no case against me at all. But they handled it very well.
Okay, so tell me about the lies that this woman has mentioned in her rape case.
Yeah, she wrote that we were just employee. I used to go to meetings and she used to accompany me. Now, on a pretext of finding a voucher book at my house, I asked her to come to my house. She went there for the first time only. She never came to my house earlier. And there she was feeling thirsty. I offered her water. And maybe I mixed something in that water. And she felt drowsy or something like that. Then she never realized what happened. I'm just telling you a few words, what she wrote. But she never realized what happened. When she was gaining consciousness, she saw that I am standing and I am laughing like a Ravan or something. Okay. And her pajama was down, but nothing else. And she never realized what happened. And she asked me what happened. I said, no, nothing. You were feeling drowsy. So I just kept you in the bed and all this. She said, okay, fine. Then what should I do? And I said, you go back to your house. I'm booking an auto. I booked an auto. She went back. And then she never realized. After 2-3 days or maybe 3 days, I don't know, I called her. I called her and I told her that I did something wrong with you. Not exactly the word rape. Only bad things happen. And I told her that now I will start blackmailing you. How? Because I made a video of it. But she mentioned that she never saw that video. Without showing her the video, I started blackmailing her. She just said, okay, chalo, you have a video, so I can be now victimized. You can start blackmailing me. So I started blackmailing her. And after doing blackmailing of what? She started roaming around with me in Purana Kila, Hotkas, there and restaurants. She started coming to my house and cooking food and having dinner with me and all this. That was the blackmailing and threatening. She never wrote in her complaint or this all this in court also she never submitted that I did physically I became physical with her again and again. She never wrote that. I threatened her, blackmailed her only to roam around with her, only to marry her. Not that I was taking physical advantage. Never. She never wrote that. And her mother also wrote. Her mother also wrote that when we came to know that this happened, we just told him that you go back. Don't be here. Don't be with your daughter. We will not do anything against you. But I insisted for marriage, and that's why they filed that case. They forgave me for this.
So Arnab, a woman can write anything she wants, huh?
Yeah. He also wrote that I went to the Smashan with this graveyards and I started, I did some puja and all this. That I do.
So you had all the evidences. You had WhatsApp chats for long WhatsApp chats you had. You're talking about
around
2015.
Around 500 pages.
And
around 36 emails.
And you had emails and you had photographs and
75 photographs.
She would send her nude photographs also to you. That's what is written in the judgment.
Yeah, once she sent and I deleted it after her. I told her why you sent that and I deleted that. Later on that FSL report came and with that recovered. Otherwise, I have deleted that. I had to.
They did no investigation before arresting you. They did no investigation before.
No investigation before, not even after. The IO just copy pasted her complaint to the charge sheet. No investigation at all. She mentioned about her friends, that those friends were not questioned. She mentioned about her in-laws. No in-laws were questioned, nothing. No investigation, zero.
So it's basically whatever the woman says that goes into the charge sheet, that becomes a criminal case against you. There is no investigation.
No investigation. Nobody even asked me what happened. Nobody told me that whether you are right or wrong, whether you are a criminal or not. Nobody. All people only said that go to jail and stay there. After 6-7 years, you will be acquitted.
Why did it take 8 months for you to get bail, Arnab? Because for such a blatantly false case, did the court not look at your evidence? Was there absolutely no credibility given to what your side of the story is? Was there no hearing when you applied for bail?
First and foremost thing, I'm from Kolkata. So my parents, my father, that time he was 76 or something. Okay. So he was aged. And my brother-in-law, he's a very nice person. He don't understand anything about law. My father don't understand anything about law. And they are from a different city, number one. Number two, Deepika, I don't know whether I should say that, but no one checks evidence. Evidence comes at the end before passing the order, at the time of final arguments. Before that, nobody checks this. Only the lawyers basically do tutu mama. Nobody understands, nobody sees evidence. Nobody. So no evidence doesn't help you much until unless you are going to the High Court. And when my father, I asked my father to go to High Court. He was reluctant because that time lawyer was saying, "Don't go to the High Court. It will be a harmful thing for you." Well, then I basically insisted and I made it possible that I'm applying bail from the High Court, and I got the bail. And then I started fighting the case because my father could not. So when I came out in bail, I started fighting my case on my own.
What was your experience in Tihar Jail, Arnab? What does a person who is falsely accused of a crime like rape, how is life behind bars?
First of all, they used to be, they normally beat people who were in 376. In Tihar, murder is a very glorified crime, but rape is a very heinous crime. Okay. So people used to beat people, those 376 inmates. But fortunately, how I don't know, they never believed that I did something like that. So initially they threatened, but they never beat me that way. And then basically the life in Tihar is very simple, that you pay money and you live happily. Otherwise, you will be tortured or exploited or something like that. But ultimately, I should say that the society outside jail is much harmful than the society inside jail. At least I found some kind of humanity inside the jail also. But I never found that kind of humanity outside. When I was in bail and I was going to everybody, I went to National Human Rights Commission, I went to DCW, I went to NCW, I went to, I submitted my prayer to the Home Ministry, I submitted my prayer to the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, I submitted my prayer to the Chief Minister of Delhi. Nobody listened, nobody bothered. They said, fine, chalo, theek hai, you will be acquitted after 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. Don't do, why are you worrying? Go back and live your life happily. Nobody bothered. At least in jail, people listened to my case. They felt for me. They consoled me. At least in jail. So,
How did you manage to keep your sanity alive, Arnab? Because first getting betrayed in personally in the relationship, then having to undergo imprisonment for a crime that you did not do. What kept you sane? What kept you going?
initially, the girl herself. Initially, I told you that I was in such a love kind of foolishness that I was feeling that she will come someday to the court and say that he is innocent and I will be acquitted. So that basically kept me going on. And after that, when I realized that she basically betrayed willingly, then I saw my father and I was seeing that 76 years old person, a professor of a university, is crying in courtroom. Then I understood that I have to fight for my parents. So that kept me long for the next period. I understood that I have to basically get acquitted to clear the names of my parents, because otherwise their social life is being ruined. I could not do it. My mother expired. My mother could not see that I got acquitted. But my father saw. I got it.
You lost your mother. Which year?
Yeah, yeah. It was 2 years back.
Was it very tough for your parents to go through all of this?
Really tough. They could not go to anywhere. They cannot talk to their relatives. Nobody believed that I did not do anything. Actually, they knew I didn't do it, but still, chalo, theek hai. When there is an allegation, there could be something or something like that. And people having the habit of talking behind. So they were basically in a jail. So they confined themselves in the house only. They never met anybody. They never talked to anybody. They were basically feeling very shameful. They were ashamed that their son is basically at 376 rape accused in jail. And the last 2 months, I almost lost my mental balance. I was just going to the mandir kind of a place there, and I was sitting there. Nothing. I lost almost everything. I was losing my memory. So I lost everything. I lost all my money. I lost that company. I lost my directorship, everything. Totally ruined, bankrupt. Because my don't mind, but the lawyers basically extorted money from my father. Everything happened. Many things happened, and financially it was a huge loss. I was bankrupt that time. I was not having 5 rupees in my pocket.
Such a blatantly false rape case. But why would the judge not put any fine on her? Why would the judge not say that this is an absolutely false case and this was foisted for, whatever reasons? Why did the judge not say that?
Because judiciary do not have any heart. Number one. Number two, for a judge, a case is just a case. Out of say 500 cases, this is just one case. And every person who is a victim, whether it is a rape victim or something, false rape accused victim, for the judge, it doesn't matter anything. He's only concerned about he or she is only concerned about the judgment. Let me be very honest about it. Some female judges give very strong judgment against the false rape cases. Some male judges also do. But 80-90% of them, 70-80% of them are totally ignoring the matter that there are false rape cases. They are just saying that, okay, this person is accused, go back home. They are not punishing the rape accused, false rape accused, the person who is making the false rape allegation. Why they are not punishing? Because if they will start punishing, then the whole nexus will break. This is a big nexus. Because if you file a false rape case, everybody earns money. Everybody earns money. So that whole syndicate will break down, number one. Number two, the government will have to compensate the false rape victim. So me, I lost everything. So the government have to compensate me because they filed that it is not the woman who basically started the case. It is the state versus case. So the judge don't want that. Judge don't want to punish the police. Judge don't want to punish the girl. Judge don't want to put the blame on the government. Just don't want to do that. Just they have the evidence. They know that I should be acquitted. They acquitted me.
I wonder if they would do that if this happened with their own son.
No, then they will not. Even if you just say something against them, then they will show you what power they are having. Just say a single word. And I faced this thing in court. I was smiling, that's the way I am smiling now. I was smiling at the court because the husband of that girl was lying in front of me and nobody was doing anything. I was smiling like this. And the judge basically ordered a show cause. That why you are smiling here? I said that I'm smiling in disgust. Because in this court, he is lying and nobody is basically preventing that. I always knew that lying in court is a crime. Where is the crime? Where is the punishment for that?
Lying in Indian courts is not a crime. I think it's the order of the day. Arnab, where from now? What do you plan to do? Do you plan to pursue any case? Do you plan to go forward and seek justice for yourself? Or would you leave it here?
No, I will not leave. I will not stop. I will seek justice. I will ask every questions what I have in mind to the government, to the judiciary, as well as I will start a case to punish the lady, because in law there is a provision that she could be punished for filing a false rape case, and the maximum punishment could be 7 years. So I should go for that. Also, I should ask questions that why I haven't got justice. If you allow me, just I will tell one thing. You will laugh at it. That the lawyer of the lady, lawyer of the girl, told in the court at the time of final argument that if we accept, even if we accept that there is a consensual relationship, but not every day there was a consent. So it is like a marital rape. And judge laughed at it that when the marital rape became law.
Forget about marital rape becoming a law.
The lady told that there was no relationship.
On one hand, she's saying that she's been taken advantage of. On one hand, she's saying that she has been raped and there was no relationship between you. And on the other hand, a lawyer is saying, oh my God.
So I have many questions to ask. Many questions to ask that why, if my case was crystal clear from the very first day, then why I spent 8 months in jail? When my case was so crystal clear, then why it took six years? Why it ruined my life? Why? So I have many whys to ask basically to the authorities. the judiciary, to the government, that why you never helped me out. I was the victim. When I was the victim, your duty was to help me out. I am a citizen of India. You took away my freedom. You put me behind bars. You never helped me out. Rather, I got extorted. I got tortured. And when I came out in flying colors, I got acquitted. You were not even saying sorry. Nobody is saying sorry to me. Not the lady, not the judiciary, not the police, not the government. Nobody says sorry to me. They are saying, fine, okay, chalo, theek hai. There was a false case. Now go back to home and enjoy your life. Okay, no issues. It happens. It really happens.
They will never tell a woman that rape happens. It happens.
No,
They will never.
if you tell that, you'll be prosecuted, you'll be punished. But if a boy, basically a man, basically face this kind of false allegation, false rape case, then that is normal. You are a man, so you can have such kind of.
I was reading in the judgment. It's written that she took quite a decent amount of money also from you. There are transactions on record, right?
Yeah, obviously. She took
that
money.
also she took. That also she took because you were pressurizing her.
I threatened her to take money. This is why I'm laughing. She said that she wants a raise because her other friends are getting much fat paycheck. So I could not give a raise in 3 months' time. So I gave some money from my personal account, and she accepted that. She took that. She took money for her daughter's treatment. When our husband was earning very well, she took money from that way. She took money for many personal use, like going to salon and all this. All these are documented, recorded, everything fine. But there was no relationship. We were not in a relation, but she took all this money just because I threatened her.
A lot of people say that these are anecdotal instances. Tell me, did you meet other falsely accused of rape people when you were in Tihar or during fighting of your case the last 6 years? What have you seen? What is happening around, Arnab?
I've seen a lot of guys behind bars or fighting rape cases. I saw a person who basically had a relation with a girl. The girl broke that relationship and went away. And that boy, after some years, got married. And then the girl came back and said that you have to start relationship again. When the boy refused, then the girl filed a false rape case. I saw a person who was in a relationship with a girl, and the girl asked for an iPhone. And the boy refused that I don't have that much of money, and the girl filed a false rape case. I saw when I was in trial, I was seeing so many judgments, I was seeing so many cases. I saw that one girl basically saw a very luxury car. She took the number, she find out who that owner is, and she filed a rape case against the owner.
There are a lot more rape cases, Arnab, but the thing is that a lot of sexual assault cases go unreported and they do not ever come to the court. But then I do not think that can be a criteria of judgment or assessment, because we do not know. They are not there in front of the court. They are not there in front of the system. So we have to look at cases that are reported. We can draw conclusions on the basis of cases that are reported, because we have to look at the cases that have gone through trial and what those cases were. And in that, I definitely agree with you that the rape law is being misused so badly that it's not funny. And it is so sad that, there is no value for a man's life here in India. Like you very rightly said, judges get very offended if they are spoken to, or even responded to in a way that they do not like, but they have absolutely no concern for a person's life getting destroyed like this. It is very, very sorry.
let me just add one line here, if you don't mind. In India, there are two words, honor and dignity. But for men, those words are not applicable. Men do not have honor, men do not have dignity. They are just men. They are just potential rapist. Any man, that means that person can be a rapist today or tomorrow.
What are the things that helped you the most during this journey of 6 years, Arnab? What did you read that could have helped you? Who did you speak to that could have helped you? And what are the things that actually ensured that you continue to fight for your innocence?
I got almost no help. Nobody basically helped me. Nobody means nobody except you. First and foremost thing, you helped me from the very beginning. When I met you, when I contacted you, you asked me to come down, and I showed you all the documents. You supported me. You basically helped me publish my news in the newspaper. Okay, so all those things, you helped me a lot, and you were helping me throughout these years. Another person who is a false repackage also. He stays in Bangalore. He helped me with the court judgments. With several times he talked to me and consoled me. And I should say that other than these, you and this person, the inmates of the jail, they helped me a lot. Even the lawyer who basically helped me in getting bail, I got that lawyer from an inmate only, from the jail. He gave his lawyer that, okay, you take this lawyer, he's a very good lawyer, he will fight your case in the high court. So these are the people.
What is the name of this lawyer? We should definitely take his name. What was this person?
Murari Tiwari.
Murari Tiwari. Okay. Right. Okay. Just one last question, sort of to sum it up. People find it very hard to believe that a woman can lie about rape. People find it, now that there are a lot of discussions happening around the marital rape law, people are saying, you know, how crazy, misogynist, and, you know, nonsensical people are to think that a woman would just stand up and, you know, one day file a false case of rape against her own husband. People are not willing to believe that a woman can lie about rape. Now, in your case, I think it's an example on to what extent can the lies be made. The mother herself was involved in filing this false rape case along with the daughter, and this adult woman, having absolute no regards for herself, for the time that she spent with you, for the relationship that she had with you, went ahead and lied about rape. Please emphasize on this point on what the investigation procedure is. Does only what the woman write is the case that goes to the court, or there is some investigation where the man is also questioned on certain things? What's the investigation procedure?
Investigation procedure, what I saw is just simple, that you are a rape accused, but we know that you are innocent, so give us money and we'll dilute the case. That is the only investigation that happens, except in a case where the higher ups is involved, a very somebody who is very affluent, who is very socially very affluent, powerful person. Other than that, everybody is basically a money making machine. That's the only investigation that happens, because everybody knows. Even the police officers told me, and we know these are false cases, but what we can do? We can't do anything. And one police told me that, what do you think? If the men will not go to jail, who will pay us money? We expect the girls to pay us money? No. So what else?
My last question to you, Arnab, what would be your message for thousands of men and boys today who have been falsely accused of rape in India?
Only one thing, that you should not go silent. You should not go silent. You should raise your voice. You should fight back. Because when the system will see that you are fighting back, then only the system will fear, and system will start believing that, okay, if the men are fighting back, let's change the system. I'm sure I will be getting justice, because I believe that if you fight back, ultimately you will win. If you will not fight, you cannot basically complain that you are not winning, because you are not trying hard. No? You have to try hard. I am trying hard, so I will win. Otherwise, this system is a very convenient system. The people, everybody likes this thing. Everybody likes that a man is basically standing with handcuffs. The system likes it. Our society likes it. They are, you will see that when a rape case is being in news, people are saying that, okay, cut that person, throw that person, let's throw stone at that person, okay, let's hang the person without trial. All these things are being said. So the men who are falsely accused should fight back. They should not go silent. They should not go back to their normal life again. First, they should fight. They should clear their own name, and then they should fight to change the system. If the system will not change, after 5 years, after 10 years, we have to basically flee this country. We cannot stay in this country. So at any moment of time, what is happening now, that people don't want to take women employee in their office. People are even fearing to have women maid at their home. So what will happen next? We will not sit with a lady at a public transport, sit beside a lady in a public transport. We will not talk to a girlfriend. First, when a girlfriend will say, okay, chalo, let's have physical relationship, we'll say, okay, fine, sign a contract. Sign an agreement that, okay, we're going to have physical relationship, and that is with consent. Even someday the husband will give a consent form to the wife and say, okay, first sign it, then we'll have physical relationship.
Of course, we are moving in that direction, of course. But then the reason for anybody to disbelieve that, or to, raise, eyebrows at statements like that, are people who have not seen what is happening in the courts, people who have not seen what's happening in the jail, and people who have absolutely no idea how honor and dignity, like you rightly said, of men is being taken for granted, and they are not being given justice. But thank you so much, Arnab, for talking to me. Thank you so much for fighting back. Thank you so much to now take the fight to the next level where it should go. Thanks for not buckling under pressure and giving up on life. I am with you, and I'm sure once your story or what you have gone through reaches to a much larger audience, much larger public, there'll be thousands and thousands more who will stand by you. I'm very, very, I would say, happy to see you, that at least you are smiling today, and you have taken the immense pain that you have gone through instead, and kept that behind probably, and moved on from that very, very dark phase in life. A lot of people are not able to move on, but the smile on your face does not negate the trauma that you have gone through. The days and months and years, 6 years is a very, very, very long time. Very, very long time. When you live each day with a accusation of something that you have not done, I don't think anybody can actually, I can empathize, Arnab, but I do not think I can actually feel it. I cannot even know what you have gone through. So thank you so much for standing up for yourself, Arnab. And I hope, really hope and pray to God that the cases that you're going to institute now become landmark cases for every man and every boy and any man or woman falsely accused in India. And yes, please share what you were about to say.
I was just telling two things. Number one, these false rape cases are basically hampering the genuine rape cases. The women are suffering because of these false rape cases. The genuine rape cases are also being viewed as false rape cases. So the women should also fight back, number one. And number two, for the men, I don't hate women. Even after this, I don't hate women, because I have seen people, women like you. I have seen so many other people who are empathizing with the false rape case victims. So nobody should hate each other. Yes, we are fighting for justice, but we are not fighting to take revenge. Revenge is not basically the goal of a life. That's what I want. Thank you.
Very, very, very well put, Arnab. And I'm so thankful to you for actually saying these two things as the end of this interview, because that's what I honestly believe in, and that's what good human beings are made of. So thank you so much for being you, and thank you so much for not becoming revengeful or not, becoming, have hate for women, if I would say so. Each is an individual and there are no generalizations. So thank you so much, Arnab. And I wish you all the best and I wish you good luck. And I hope and pray that what you went through and your case becomes landmark in this country. Wishing you the very best.
And thanks, Deepika, for all your help, all your support. I hope that many other people will get your help in your future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Arnab. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.